I feel like the whole first part of this vlog was like, wow, this is going so great. This is so much easier than I thought. And now I'm just like, when will it be over? You may be surprised to see me smiling. Hi, I am Madeline James. I am an upcoming fantasy debut author. My first book comes out April 9th, and we are in the great final push to finish the first draft of book 2 in the next 2 weeks. So I have leaned hard into the ADHD procrastination and also been doing way too much publishing prep work. It's been way more time consuming than I expected. So I have 2 weeks, and the only thing I'm going to be doing in these next 2 weeks is trying to finish this book. And we'll see if we can do it. It's going to be rough. It's going to be the most words I've ever written in a short period of time, if you can call 2 weeks a short period of time. I'm not really sure if I can do it, but I have to do it because I have a deadline. So that's what we're doing. I have prepared myself as best as possible for this. I have gotten a brick. I have bricked my phone. It will block basically everything. Basically the whole 2 weeks. I'll have like a 2-hour break in the evening that it won't block everything. And if I finish my goal for the day, I'm allowed to have a break. Otherwise, the only things I'm allowed to do is take care of my children. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough 2 weeks, so I hope you're ready for the declining mental state of me as we get through this. But this is my challenge right now, which I'll put something better up on the screen for you. But all of those blocks is a scene I want to write. So I have, for every day, I have which scene I want to write so I can cross it off, and also a little tracker at the bottom. And it's going to be rough. I have 73 scenes to write, which will be, oh my god, anywhere from like 1,000 words to maybe a little bit more. Some are a little less. Most tend to be a little bit more. But if I can keep them at 1,000 words on average each, which is a stretch, I have to write 73,000 words in 2 weeks. What am I doing? We're doing it. We don't have a choice. Like, we don't have a choice. We have to do this. I have done 50K in the last 2 months because I've been spending so much time doing publishing prep and other things and not locking in. And so we are locked in. This is all we're doing with our life. This is it. This should be possible for some people. I don't know if it's possible for me, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. And then I have like tracker pages set up so that I can, write down what I'm doing and make sure that I'm working at a sufficient pace. And then because for this vlog, 2 weeks where I'm going to be writing constantly, I can't be constantly checking in and talking to you. So a lot of this is just going to be B-roll, and I'll have a little update like this. Where I have the date and the time and the words and the scene count. And that's how I'll update you, B-roll fashion. We'll give that a try. But yes, it's 8:20 a.m. and I gotta get into this. I'm as prepared as I could be. I've done all my content for the week. I will have to find time this upcoming weekend to do the content for the next week. And yeah, I need to just keep myself in the best state possible if I'm going to do this, right? So if I am on track, I will be using midday breaks to just like work out and have lunch. I've been kind of bad about that lately, but I need to either walk or work out. I'm going to try to do a lot of stretching in my breaks because, again, now that my phone is fully bricked, I can't just like turn off my focus mode for 5-10 minutes when I want to like take a break. It's just not going to happen. So my break will be stretching. We'll be thinking about my book. We are going to live and breathe and cry this book for the next 2 weeks. Yeah. And I'm kind of terrified, but we're going to try it. I can't promise how well this vlog is going to be. I tend to get really bad at vlogging when I get really crazy, but at the very least, I will give you occasional updates, and we'll see how this goes. But yeah, cross your fingers for me. I know it'll already be done by the time you watch this, which is such a comforting thought, but let's go. Okay, we are mostly through the morning, I guess. I've done the whole morning and I wanted to just kind of check in and evaluate how things are going. I feel like this is kind of probably the more productive I'll be. Like, I'm sure there'll be ebbs and flows, but I feel like when starting a challenge like this, you're going to be able to go the fastest and do the most at the beginning. Like, I feel like that's just what I'm expecting. But I tracked everything for this morning. So I got the start of each 30-minute sprint, not 25, 30-minute sprints. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I did 2.5 hours of writing, which is pretty good. I got my little update. It's 11:45. I've gotten over 3,000 words and I've done 3 scenes, which is half of the scenes that I need to do today. So 2.5 hours for 3 scenes is pretty great. If we assume an average of 1 hour per scene, that's not bad. That's not bad. If I can keep that pace up, that would be awesome. Also, I'm like so blown out with this window. Whatever. There's nothing I can do about it. I also got my little sticky stars out to kind of track the finished scenes, just because who doesn't like a nice shiny star sticker? It's motivating, right? So that's pretty good. It's almost noon. I have a stream till 3, so I should have, even if I took an hour break right now till 1, I should have like an hour and a half. I could have like an hour and a half almost to write, which would be another scene and a half, which would leave a scene and a half to do this evening, which would only be potentially an hour and a half, which seems very reasonable. Like, I might have some time tonight to like chill, which would be great. If I can be productive enough to have that time to help me recover versus just dragging it out, I think that would be really ideal. So I'm trying to decide if I think rowing would be a good idea right now. My back's kind of sore. So I'm not sure it's the best idea, or if maybe I should go for a walk just to like, get some fresh air, get some movement in. I should probably do that as a warm-up to doing more rowing later in the week. I think that's what I'll do, and just have like a small lunch and try to start back up by 12:45. That way I can get 3 half-hour sprints in again before I have to have, my stream. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good right now. That's been going pretty good. These scenes have been fairly short and snappy, nothing crazy. Yes. We'll see how they go. But yeah, I'm gonna go for a walk and then have a small lunch, and then we'll be back. Okay, good morning. It is now Tuesday, so I need to update my little tracker, but I am feeling really, really good about my progress yesterday. I mean, I wrote over 7,000 words, which is, I think, a daily record for me. I don't think I have ever written that much before in my entire life. So I'm very happy with that. So it is 8 o'clock exactly on the dot right now. So here's my plan for the morning. I'm going to do a couple of necessary admin tasks I have to do. Very small. It's just like check my ARC applications and see if I need to send any ARCs out. That's like it. It should take me like 10 minutes, if that. And then I'm going to read my outline for the next few scenes, because I know the next scene is the big midpoint twist, which is kind of crazy. We're at the midpoint now, or at least the first midpoint, because it's sort of like an early midpoint, because, well, yeah, it's going to be scene 42 out of 108. So it's a little earlier than halfway, but also there's a lot going on. The structure isn't it's not like a 3-act structure that I have going here. I have essentially 5 parts. And the end of part 2 essentially is, not that it's going to look like that in the book, but the end of part 2 in terms of like the arcs and the sequences is this midpoint. So that's kind of how that works. So I'm going to review those because it's going to be a lot and I want to start getting my brain thinking on it. And then I'm going to take a shower because I need to shower this morning. I feel like my hair's all oily and like, I don't know, I just feel like I need a shower. So I'm going to shower. And then as a side thing, kind of completely unrelated to this, but I'm still drinking my coffee so I can yap a little. I have recently discovered skincare. And so I got this like Korean skincare box thing because I'm like, oh, we'll try it. I don't know what any of these words mean. Like, what's a serum? I don't know. And I started like putting them on. I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. And my skin looks so much better. I'm 30 and I just figured this out. I'm telling you this because as a reward for all of my good work yesterday, I'm going to attempt to put on one of these mask things. I've never had a face mask before, but I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to put one of these on. We're going to see how it goes. And I feel like that'll, if I'm uncomfortable physically in any way, it's really hard for me to write. So I feel like this will be a good way for me to feel like refreshed and ready to go. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. And then we have to write 5 scenes today, which is going to be a little tricky because this is like the midpoint in the midpoint like fallout sequence. So it's going to be a little rough. Also, I need to leave here at like 2:30. So I'll have a little bit more time during the day than I did yesterday to go do bowling with some old coworkers that I agreed to do, which I shouldn't have agreed to do because it's taking, I don't know. It'll be good for me to get out in small chunks, but then I'll be back a little after 5, and I'm sure I'm going to have to finish some stuff up this evening. But, I mean, I had time yesterday. I finished before the kids went to bed, so I got to watch Alone with my husband and just lay there and, like, what do they say now? Rot on the couch. It was good. It was good. So hopefully we'll have some time for that today. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to finish this and go shower. Oh no! I feel like this is gonna slide off my head. Oh! Okay, I know I look ridiculous, and I feel like I can't even open my mouth very much. I underestimated how many words this midpoint would take. I've written 2,500 words already, and I'm still not done with this one scene. I think the ones after it are going to be shorter, so that'll kind of hopefully help, but the midpoint scene is really like 3 different scenes put together. It's like the suspenseful lead up to it, and then the actual encounter, and then not the follow-up, but like the less rushed part of the encounter, right? So I'm in that 3rd part now, This is getting like so stiff on my face. Why did I do this? It's so weird. But I'm hoping I'm gonna finish it soon. I really, really, really want to finish it. I think one more 30-minute sprint and hopefully I can wrap it up, and that'll be like 2.5 hours working on it, but it is the midpoint. That's fine. And that'll probably be when I take a break to eat lunch and deal with whatever this is. I think, like, it is supposed to turn translucent before you take it off, which, like, I feel like there's, like, a bubble here. I feel like over here where my, like, there's more, like, you know, fat on my face, I feel like it's taking longer to absorb or whatever. I'm assuming that's because, like, the skin is less warm, like, along my cheeks, right? Because they're a little fattier in here versus, like, here, and my forehead obviously doesn't have a lot of fat on it. So I assume that's what's happening here, but, like, it's weird. Aren't I stunning? Yeah, okay. I can't even, like, laugh or smile. Alright, my timer, my 5-minute break timer hasn't come up, but yeah. I feel like it did something. My skin feels very smooth and it looks very hydrated. Bad. Definitely gonna have to work tonight. Need to do 2 more scenes. 2 more. Okay, I'm getting everything pulled up. Just after 7 o'clock, it's time for me to get those 2 other scenes done. Bowling was awesome. So much fun. I had a blast. And now we're gonna see if I can focus enough to write when my 2 kids are going to bed in the next room. I'm a little worried, but we're gonna get it done. So I need to go tuck them in. I finished pulling everything up. And then we're gonna see. I'm really hoping that I can do like 1 30-minute sprint per scene. We'll see. Okay, there we go. I feel like you can't see me at all. Does this help? That would just look green. Oh well. Okay, so there we go. And just over 6,000 words, which I will take. Technically, 2 of the scenes ended up being really 2 shorter scenes. And I ended up skipping one of the scenes because I realized I didn't need it because I had kind of expanded one of the other scenes to include the information. And I'm a fan of not bloating the word count right now. So we're at 6,254 words for the day, which is almost 1,000 less than yesterday. But again, that's okay. Also, 1 less scene, right? Yesterday I had 6 scenes. Today I had 5, which 6,000 words seems pretty good to me. That's that is a happy word count in my book. So I'm pretty happy with how that went. Yeah, that's actually great. So yeah, day 2, success. And it's only 8 o'clock. I have like an hour and a half before I have to go to bed. So I'm kind of optimistic that, especially on days where I don't have to leave early, I might be able to finish these during the day. Like, it's possible. Some days I might have to work in the evening, but it is possible, especially on these 5-scene days, to hit that during the day. As long as I stay on point, keep bricking my phone, you know what I mean? So yeah. Only 11:45. man, look at that. As a side note though, the lighting actually isn't bad since it's kind of overcast today. But I learned during my last break that there is a podcast. It's like Call Me Daddy, Call Her Daddy, something like that, that's coming out tonight that Sarah J. Maas is supposed to be on. And everyone thinks that it's going to include the announcement or the reveal of the ACOTAR 6 book and the release date. And this is very relevant for me because the best rumors I was able to find, I think, was based off an audiobook listing somewhere that was up that put the release date as October 27th of this year. No idea if that's accurate. But that's a big deal. I write fantasy with, romance in it. And my plan for the second book of my duology to come out was early November. I was thinking like that first Thursday in November, maybe. I don't know. So now I'm like underlying anxious about, like, I'm watching this podcast tonight to see what the date's going to be. And that might literally have to dictate when my release date is because, like, I don't want to doom my release, right? Like, you don't want to do that. It's a big deal. So yeah, but I don't know. Today's going really well though. I'm so happy with how this is going so far. I know we're only 3 days into 14 days, but I'm really feeling like I can be very present and get through this as long as I am keeping other things in my mind quiet, right? So I got the brick things. I've been bricking my phone, so like I can't even access my email on my phone right now. So I'm not getting like any notifications other than phone calls or chats from my husband. That's it. And like, I can't look at it. And the thing with like looking at your phone is like, you'll catch on to things. You'll look at something on social media and get an idea for like a marketing post, or you'll, like things come up. An email will come up and I'll be like, oh, I need to respond to this and get all this extra information to this artist, or, oh, there's that disappointment that this one bookstore can't do an event for me when I'm in Dublin. I should look for other ones, right? Like all those little things that might start new threads in your brain of things you need to do can't distract me if I'm not looking at stuff. So I think just having breaks where I'm just stretching on the floor, sitting here, enjoying the view out the window. I've done a little bit of cleaning up in my closet, just like throwing some stuff away, just kind of like moving around. That kind of stuff during my 5 to 10 minute breaks that I'm giving myself between 30-minute sprints has been awesome. It's not messing up my flow. And when I sit down, I turn my music on, I set that timer up, and I just go. And it's been great, honestly. I really hope I can keep this up and just keep this kind of calm, steady, present mindset through this whole thing, because if so, this isn't going to be hard, right? Most days now are all 5s, except for I have a 6 on Sunday and a 6 and 6 here. And Saturday night, I think I have a call with my my writing group because we have some really exciting news to celebrate from some of the people in my writing group. Some things that cannot be publicly revealed yet. And also, like, one of my friends, I don't know if that could be public. I don't know. We're celebrating. People in my writing group are, like, popping off. They're doing great. They're living their dreams. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild. So we're going to celebrate. I have to make time for that. And then I really don't have anything much going on next week other than I might hang out with friends these 2 evenings, assuming I get my words done. But it would be good for me to, like, get out a little and have a break, because I am like really locking in, and at some point that's going to get draining. Like, I know it will, but I'm doing good right now. So yeah, we're going to go take a break, maybe take a walk, take a shower, have some lunch, just, you know. Okay, I'm into my first sprint, and my timer's gonna go off in a couple of minutes. I am having a lot more trouble focusing today because my mind is trying to switch over into publishing mode, and it's a problem. I had, what did I watch? The Call Me Daddy podcast last night, where they interviewed Sarah J. Maas, and she revealed the publishing date for her next 2 ACOTAR books. So those are coming out October 27th and January 12th. Which is wild. That whole period, like that whole fall leading into winter, is going to be all Sarah J. Maas. So, I don't know. It's just going to definitely mess with releases in that time window and book sales and marketing and it just everything. Everything is going to be absolutely wild bananas. And I talked to some authors, some of which, like, talked me down a little bit because I was like, I'm screwed, right? Because I wanted book 2, which I'm writing right now, to come out, like, November 2nd, about there, right? Like, right before, like, as everyone is anticipating winter. But, I don't know. I talked to them, and I think what I might end up doing is going with, like, December 3rd, which, you know, and I'm, like, working through all these pieces and how that affects stuff, and I don't know. And so many other things are, like, I don't know. Like, my brain is just, like, now it's like, oh, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and trying to focus on all these other things, and I need to just not, right? Like, that's the way this is successful, is if I can just not. So that's what I'm trying to do. Getting some stretching in, because I'm still sore from bowling. And yeah, there's my timer. Another sprint. So tired right now. My computer isn't waking up, which it occasionally does this, where it sleeps and it won't wake back up. So I turned it off, and I'm gonna give it a minute and then turn it back on, and hopefully that works. It's kind of because it doesn't want to wake back up, and I'm also exhausted, and it's really getting to me. Like, I'm so tired, and I have this desire to be, like, cozy and warm, which I think is just the desire to go back to sleep. I didn't stay up that late last night, like, you know, hyper-focusing on my book 2 release timeline. Like, I did a little bit, but I want to say I was in bed by 11, which is only like an hour later than usual, and an hour really shouldn't make this big of a difference, but I'm so tired right now. I did the same number of scenes before lunch that I usually do. But my word count is definitely lower. I guess it's not that much lower. It's at the same place it was day 1, but it's like 800 words under where it was yesterday. So I mean, like, it's not like I'm doing that much worse, but here, let me turn this on again. Hopefully that works. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just tired. And I was doom scrolling during my lunch break. I ate lunch really quickly, and then I'm like, I'm gonna take a bath, and maybe that'll, like, make me feel better. And I feel like it just made me feel sleepier. And we're only on day 4 of this 14-day challenge. I need to get it together. I do. I just gotta push through. I was gonna try to do 5 scenes today, even though I was 1 ahead. So I was hoping to, like, do all of this day and 1 of next day and kind of bank that extra day. But I don't know if that's happening today, and I have to get to sleep at a good time tonight, because, like, if this is what my productivity looks like when I'm tired, and I'm actually tracking it so I can tell, that's a problem. So okay, here we go. Today is gonna follow a little bit of a different cadence. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, which is like an hour and a half before I usually get started, and that is because I have kids home today. It's Friday, but my son was complaining of like feeling really ill this morning, and I know my husband's not been feeling great. My daughter's been coughing a lot, and we're like, I think it's just a sick day. So he's downstairs, my daughter's still asleep, my husband's working from home today, thankfully. So we're gonna hope we can still get a good amount done today. It'll sort of be like the next 2 days, I guess. We're sort of just starting the weekend early, except my husband's working today. So yeah, I still need to get 5 scenes done today. I tried to get more sleep last night. I went to bed like an hour early, but my daughter came in coughing and coughing and coughing and coughing and coughing and coughing, and I couldn't fall asleep. And I'm sure I didn't sleep as well because of that, and I don't know. I feel more well rested, I think, than yesterday, so hopefully it's coming in there, and I of course feel 100% perfectly fine. Yeah, so let's get to writing. Here we go. 9:45. We're at just under 3,000 words for the day so far. 2 scenes and 2 sick kid interruptions so far. One of which my daughter opened the door. I listened to music in my ears, in my like earbuds, and so I didn't hear her come in the room. And I like thought I saw a flicker of movement, and like I kind of jumped and turned, and then I saw her like, you know, down low right next to me, right? Because she's little, and I screamed. She was very startled. But yeah. So I think that's pretty good progress so far. Yeah, one of the scenes took a little while to write, but it's a big one. It's sort of like the second midpoint. I sort of have a 5 act structure a little bit, although I've mostly broken it into like sequences with big like, you know, plot twists or big plot point moments at the end. And this was sort of like the second midpoint. I'm gonna take a break and then we'll get started on scene 59. We have to do 3 more scenes. I'm hoping I can at least get 1 done, maybe even 2, 1.5 before I have to stop for my stream. Although I suppose I have to stop to eat too beforehand. Well, I'm eating a little bit now. I can eat a little bit more after the stream. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay, I've had a nice big breakfast or brunch. I washed my hair, took a shower, whatever. Yeah, it's already 11:12. Part of the wait is that I got an updated cover from my cover designer, and I had some tweaks, so I needed to get some feedback and get that email sent off, because I wanted to not have to worry about it, because I knew I'd be like obsessing over it if I didn't deal with it beforehand. So that is now handled. We can get 1 30-minute sprint in, and then I'm going to be working on more dragon biomes with my patrons for 2 hours, and then back to writing. So let's cross our fingers we can get a whole scene done in this break. It is 5 p.m. I decided I wanted some breaks before I finished this because I was tired. Also, my neighbor's having a deck built. Interesting. And by break, I just want to clarify, I mean I was working, just doing other work that whole time. I took a bath and I did revamped my website, adding some keywords and doing some SEO work on my blurb and my subtitle for my book. And I added a calling newsletter sequence and updated my main newsletter sequence. Yeah. Okay, so we are done, and I wanted to film a quick update, just like a general one, because we are 5 days into this 14-day challenge, which means we are just over a third of the way in. And I did some maths, but first I filled out our little sheet with our totals for the day, which is great. I'm averaging between 600 and 800 words every 30 minutes, which is awesome. I added my stars because I'm a star. No. which is pretty cool. We're almost 37% of the way through. But I did some maths. So I have written 26 scenes so far. I have written just under 28,000 words in 5 days, which is wild. Yeah, that's wild. But if I divide that out, that means that on average, my scenes are 1,075 words long, which the manuscript as it stands right now, the full manuscript is just shy, a couple words shy of 80,000 words, which is cool. And if I calculate out the number of scenes I have left to write, and, multiply my average out, assuming I keep the same average, that is another 50,000 words that I have to write in the next 9 days, which is so much. That's like a NaNo novel in just over a week. It's crazy. But yeah, that's what I have to do, and that would put this book at 130K, which I'm actually very happy with. That's, I think, very, very similar to what the first draft of Because the Beast Came was. And then I think or maybe it was 140K. I think it was 140K after I had done my own developmental pass. I added another 10K. But I would expect after I go through this developmental edit that I'll have to add more stuff. I hope so, because wouldn't it be weird if my second book is shorter than the first? It'd be wild. But yeah, book 1 was 200,000 words. So if this book ends up being 200,000 words, that means I would then have to add another 70,000 words. My mind is blown. Does that happen? Has that ever happened? Second books? I don't know. There's got to be a lot I need to add just based off my writing style. But we'll see what the developmental editor says when this is over. And also, maybe I'll end up writing a lot more because we are not quite, but we are, as of this scene, which sort of, I think I have 1 or 2 more scenes to put me kind of at the end of this sequence. And then we are sort of in it's sort of the act that is the climax. It's sort of like a climax act, if that makes sense. I'm leading up to it. So things are going to start to deteriorate and lead to the Dark Night of the Soul, which is like my last book. There will be like a bunch of moments that you're like, this is the Dark Night of the Soul. Just kidding. This is the Dark Night of the Soul, and so on. So I can imagine some of those getting longer, potentially. We'll see. I feel like the climax can get lengthy. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But that's kind of my update on how things are going. I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited to have an evening to myself. And yeah. Good morning. Happy Monday. It is the most Monday of the entire year because the clocks here sprung forward yesterday. So my body feels like it's an hour earlier. And the worst part is when you're mom, not only do you have to deal with your own exhaustion, you have to then deal with your cranky freaking kids because they also feel like it's an hour earlier. And when kids are tired and have to get up, and you need them to like move at a quick pace, they are grumpy, cranky. Also, I don't feel very good. My kids are both better. They were kind of sick over the weekend, but you know, they kind of were doing better, and I'm trying to get some energy and get myself like ready to go. I splashed some cold water on my face, and that kind of helps, but I'm having like, I don't know, I'm having like heat flashes and I feel kind of nauseous. But we don't got time for that. I did get, oh yeah, it's turned off. Can I open my Photos app? No. I have to quote it for you. I got a really nice review through a NetGalley reviewer this morning, and it was so nice. They said they rated it their first 6-star of 2025, and I was like, ah, so sweet. And they had this line in there that I love, that I think I need to adopt about my book, and they basically said it's you're following broken people trying to heal in a broken world. And I was like, yes, that's it, right? It's so good. I love seeing what people, like how they describe my book, right? Like how it affected them, because it's all a little different, right? Like some people really get affected by like the emotional side of it, like it really connects with them, right? And like it's I don't want to say like a traumatic experience reading it, but like, you know, it's a very heavy read. And some people that I guess that doesn't affect them as much, right? So they probably don't have all of their own trauma bouncing around in there, at least not in the same ways. They just, I don't know. It's very cool seeing like a book really changes depending on who's reading it. And I think that's so cool. So cool. But also, do you know what day it is? Do you know what day it is? It is Monday, March 9th. 9 of March. Do you know what that means? And in 1 month, on April 9th, my book comes out. I was on a writing group call on Saturday with some of my writing friends, and someone was like, oh yeah, and your book comes out in like a month, right? And I was like, what? What do you mean? Yeah. So that's how we're doing. But yeah, we did last week, right? I did it. It happened. Which means this is doable. This weekend's gonna kind of suck, but I feel like I'll be so energized with being about to finish book 2 that I won't care. This is gonna suck though. Like, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Today's gonna be hard, but hopefully I can get some good sleep tonight and not be repeatedly continuing to make myself more sleep exhausted. That's gonna be kind of the plan. So we're gonna get writing, we're gonna get going, we're going to use up some more of these stickers, and see where we get. My husband's homesick today still, but there's no kids in the house, so that should be easier. Yeah, should be easier. Let's get to it. I have a few minutes of this 5-minute break to open up, let's see if I can do this better, a package that just arrived that I'm very excited about. Okay, so I know you've seen these about. This is a final copy. This isn't an ARC. This is what's gonna be sold probably. But there's one thing I need to check that I'm hoping is right. So moment of truth. Wow! There's like a slight bit of overlap if you really push the pages open, but I did that intentionally so that if you just kind of open it, you see everything. It looks good. It's done. It's final. Final. I'm gonna need to like mark all my other ones that I don't get these confused. We have 6 complete, finished, final, non-arc copies. Coming in for a quick update. I don't know if I filmed anything yet today. I don't know, it's Wednesday. It is day 10. I thought I was doing okay this morning. Like, I had to run out and drop off my book. Oh yeah, did I film that? I don't know. I had to drop off a couple copies of my book, which was very exciting to ship them. But again, very exciting. I didn't get to writing until almost 10 o'clock because I was dealing with that. I did have a sort of long... Oh, because I took a shower and I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm struggling. I did three sprints this morning. 2,000 words. I finished one scene. It was a big scene. It was like a battle scene that had like some little micro scenes in it and stuff. And like, I feel really good out of it. It was a really good scene. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for a walk. It's really nice outside. I did like a relatively short walk, but I'm like, I should get outside, you know, get some fresh air. And then I came back and made lunch, but while I was on that walk, I got an email about a review. And normally what I do is I'll like glance at the star rating, because like I get emails from NetGalley. Thankfully I don't get emails for Goodreads, but I get an email for every single NetGalley review, most of which end up on Goodreads. But I clicked it to see what the star rating was, and it was a 3-star, which I've only gotten a couple of those so far. And it's not really surprising. NetGalley reviewers tend to be very harsh. Like, they're like, oh, it was fine, is like a 3-star. They're like, oh, I really loved it, 4-star, you know? They give out like 1 or 2 5-stars a year in a lot of cases. That's my impression anyway. But it was a 3-star, and I read the first line. Not intentionally, but sort of accidentally. And it just totally messed with my head. And I don't like that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with this review that this reviewer read. Like, I think like it's fine. It's a fine thing for them to comment it on. It's a good thing for readers to see in the reviews. And I generally don't like authors being in reviewer spaces. However, I am sharing my author journey. I don't have a choice about receiving these emails. I'm trying not to read them if they're not like 5 stars. And I think, I don't know. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, it like totally messed with my head and I feel super out of it now. But it essentially said something like, oh, if you pick up an epic fantasy, you expect like epic battles. And I'm like, am I making a huge mistake about putting it in epic fantasy? Because there probably are a lot of readers that expect that. I think I'm going to have to reach out to some of the people that have finished my book and be like, do you think this can work in the epic fantasy category? Because like, I think from a world building perspective, it does, right? Like, there's a lot of world building. There's a lot of that going on, right? Like, it feels more like that kind of scale of world. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I am, for the first time in this challenge, on day 10, going to take a break. I don't know, I think it's getting to me. I think I'm just generally kind of tired and exhausted, which is fine. Like, I'm chugging through, but I'm kind of like at the edge of my, you know, mental bandwidth to, like, you know, keep chugging like this. Because, like, writing this much this quickly is extremely draining. And I'm very drained right now. And I saw something upsetting. And now I'm just not processing it well. Because I'm so mentally exhausted right now. That and, like, I don't know. I canceled my stream for tonight for my patrons, which I hate doing, but like I'm just not in the mental like bandwidth to do that right now. And also my husband's having a lot of allergy issues right now, so he's gonna need my help this evening. And also I'm probably gonna need to try to do extra writing tonight because I need a break right now. I need to calm down. Like I feel so like I'm not having a panic attack, but like I feel like it flipped me over into not doing okay with this. So I'm gonna take a break and just try and like chill out. Then I'll go pick up the kids. I'll help out however much, you know, make sure my husband is settled and all that. And then I'm gonna do more writing tonight. If I end up being behind, same thing. Today, I'm gonna have to make it up this weekend. Which I got 2,000 words in this morning, which again, because I was up late. Part of me wonders if, like, part of this is because I didn't get started first thing, and then because my schedule was messed up, I didn't break my phone. So then I saw, you know, like, it's... yeah, I'm gonna take a break. Good morning. It's Thursday. It's already been a day. I ended up taking the whole rest of the day yesterday as a break, which I don't like doing. As someone with ADHD, if I take a break from doing something and let myself slide on something even once, even if it's a super necessary break, it can make it really hard for my brain to continue to think that something is necessary. So I just have to be really, really, really intentional the next few days. I'm going to really make sure that I brick my phone really well. I might send the brick thing that actually unbricks my phone with my husband to work. So then I can't unbrick it, because normally I unbrick it for my break during the day, but I don't know if I can let myself do that. It's going to be weathery today. It's supposed to wintry mix, so it'll rain until like 11, and I think sleet, and then snow, and then it will sleet again at like 1:30. I don't know. So it's gonna be like fun. But yeah, I feel a little bit dead up here. I think taking the break yesterday was important. I think I was just at my limit. I relaxed. I watched some TV with the husband. I took care of the husband, had to go run and pick him up medicine and pick up dinner and all that because he was in a rough, doing rough, which also meant he didn't sleep well, which means I didn't sleep well, which means I'm tired, and then I won't, get into my kids' personal business, but let's just say it was a fun morning and they are in more trouble than they've ever been in their entire life. So that's fun. But yeah. I've decided that I need to up my game, so I'm trying to get a desktop blocker thing that will block websites and apps on my computer during scheduled times, sort of like my brick. And yeah, I still have my computer that I could use, so like if I want to, like there are some things I need to do. So like if I'm doing my morning stuff where I'm doing my subscriber applications for my ARC team, right? Like I can go and do that either on this computer if it's before 8:10 or on my laptop downstairs. And then if something pops up, like I see an email there that like I need to answer or that I know I'm going to need to deal with today during my break, I can check it on that computer. But like this room will have no access to anything else because I found myself in my breaks yesterday. And this is partially because I was losing it, but like I was checking my Discord in between my breaks and like, because I don't know. But yeah. So I'm going to make sure all that works. I'm going to take a shower because I need it. I also don't feel great, but who cares? I haven't made coffee. I haven't gotten breakfast. And I'm going to just shower in silence, which may sound weird as like this dramatic thing, but like I always listen to videos when I shower. But my phone is bricked, so I will not. I feel like the whole first part of this vlog was like, wow, this is going so great. This is so much easier than I thought. And now I'm just like, when will it be over? Yeah, okay. I'm trying to do stretches between every sprint, which is a lot easier now that I have no useful devices to distract me with. But I'm running into the problem where I'm surprised it actually took this long, but like my wrists are starting to ache. Which might be a problem. Yeah, but I'm doing some stretches and, you know, exercises with my wrists, just kind of trying to keep them moving around. And it's gonna be fine. There we go. It is 7:39. I tried to come in here and do another hour of sprints earlier, but the combination of my children, who are presently in big trouble right now, we're in a 2-hour punishment sequence. I'm making them clean and do stuff as part of their punishments. And it was just them. I was so frustrated. I couldn't do it. So now we're going to try it tonight, and I'm trying. I'm going to try. We have only gotten 3.5, maybe a little more than that, 3 4/5 of a scene done today. And if I just finish this one scene, we would be where I should have been at the end of the day yesterday, which means I'd be an entire day behind if that's all I get done today. But I have written over 5,000 words today, which some days was a full 6 scenes, right? Was a full 5 scenes. The scenes today are just long, and it's very frustrating when I know that some days this level of effort and work would have been enough, and today it's not enough. And it's hard for me to anticipate that. And it's just, it messes with the brain a little bit. But I'm getting there. And I'm at the point of this where I am overworked. I am over this. I am ready to be done now. And the overworkedness, I guess you could say, like it's a physical sensation. Like I have like just like this slight like tension headache in here. And like I feel like my chest is like a little bit tighter, you know? And like I don't know, like I'm slightly on the edge of a migraine. And it's just this like weight, right? This like weight of just I really don't want to do this anymore. And the other day, I literally, because no one else was home, I laid down in my bed, and I just screamed at the top of my lungs, twice, actually. I'm just trying to, like, I just feel like I'm so tense, and I'm so tired, and this is, you know, the joys of what procrastination does to you. I still have to get this done on Sunday. That's what needs to happen. So I'm back tonight. I'm going to try to get maybe 45 minutes of writing done. I want to stop at like 8:30 and have a little bit of like an hour of relaxation before bedtime. Because I need it. And if I don't finish today, then I don't finish today. Tomorrow is a lighter day, so there is no holy reason I shouldn't be able to make up some progress. And then this weekend is just gonna suck. But I'm feeling like the last 2 days it'll be easier for me to push myself. Because like 4 days right now, because it's today and 3 more days, that still feels very lengthy in my brain of like, we have to hold out so long, and that in and of itself is a little exhausting. But once we're closer to the end, I think it'll be a little bit easier to like have that high of the like last leg of the race come in to save me. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. But tonight we're gonna try to make this fun, and the way we're gonna do that is with alcohol. I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea. I know a lot of people say to like, what do they say, like draft drunk, edit sober or something. I don't usually drink when I write. It's a very rare thing, but we're gonna try it and see if it helps. I don't know. We're gonna get to this. I just see what we can do. You may be surprised to see me smiling. I feel like I've been very tense lately, but I just got through a really, really good sequence of scenes. It's 4:10. It's 4:10. 4:15. Yeah. I have finished 5 scenes now. I've written a little over 6,000 words today, and I just had a great writing session. I'm not done. I'm gonna do one more, I think. But I wrote for an hour and a half straight. My first sprint ended and I turned my timer off. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna like finish this paragraph because it's like really right there. And next time I looked at the calendar, another hour had passed. And I was like, whoa. And I think this part was just a lot easier because I'm getting to all the moments that the whole book has worked for, right? Like, in the last couple of days, I've written so many of those monumental scenes, like those tentpole scenes that everything else was outlined to reach. And the mood, the moment was a lot more heavily outlined, right? Like I had actual dialogue in some of the outline for some of them. Not like a lot, like it was like a couple paragraphs per scene. But I don't know, it just like this is the part I could picture so clearly at the beginning, right? So it's been so good, and I've been sending my sister screenshots of a few of the scenes, because I think she really connects to like the really emotionally deep part. And there's a few really like, you know, like I teared up writing these scenes and I sent screenshots to my sister and she has no context for what's going on, right? Like I just sent her like the interaction and the conversation between the characters. And she's just like sending me all these crying emojis like, I'm crying, why? But she has no idea what's happened, right? So I don't know. It's just funny, and I'm currently feeling really good, which I was expecting not to happen until all of this was done. But I think that might be something I need to do to kind of get through this last bit, is if I'm in a role, like I'm not really pacing myself anymore, right? We're kind of at the end. It's sprinting time to the end of this marathon. I mean, maybe not quite, but you know. And I just need to like get it done and let myself do that. So we're doing really great. Again, I'm gonna do one more sprint today to finish scene 94. This is where we're at right now, which I think is pretty great. You can see where I really needed a break. And I'll have one more star here, but I will have made up all but 2 scenes from only doing 1 scene on Wednesday. So I will have made up those extra 4 scenes, which, well, okay. I will have made up 2 scenes. But I will be halfway through making that up, and then just doing 1 more scene Saturday and 1 more scene Sunday or whenever would get me there. And like, look, I'm over 90% of the way through this challenge now. Like, look at all those stars. Look at all those stars. I'm just trying to embrace this high moment, right? Because there have been so many moments lately where I am just, like you saw me this morning. I was, yesterday morning, not great. But yeah, I needed this. And I think the rest of the scenes going forward are going to be a little lighter. I had a very large action sequence scene that I hadn't really thought out how it was going to work. And that ended up really being like 4 scenes, 4 very long, detailed, well choreographed scenes. And I had a lot of those for a while. And now a lot of these are more, they're going to be easier. They're going to be easier, I think, quicker, a little shorter. So I'm hoping the rest of this is going to keep tumbling like this, you know? Like, you know, if you think of, we're almost to the climax. The first climax was a few days ago. I do like multiple climaxes and multiple it's all over moments. I don't know. I do. But yeah. And I have, this slipped. I have 6 more scenes after this before the official climax, but that's kind of like, it's a much smaller climax. It's more of an emotional climax, not that kind of emotional climax, but you know what I mean, whatever. And then it's all just figuring out the last bit. And honestly, some of those scenes might get shortened up, but I'm gonna finish this last sprint, and then I'll be back tomorrow, first thing on Saturday. Okay, I am as ready as I can be for the beginning of this weekend. It's Saturday morning. Let's go. I am still feeling pretty good after feeling pretty good last night. Sorry, I just did skincare. I'm feeling okay. I have been doing pretty good with my wrist as long as I wear the wrist brace when I'm writing. I just need to do lots of exercises and stretching. This is where did I forget to put... I forgot to put my last star on last night. Let's do that real quick. Alright, here we go. So we're starting this weekend, 2 behind, which... depending on how it goes, maybe I'll do them both on Saturday, maybe I'll split them. We're just gonna have to see how it goes. I think I'm gonna start today by reviewing the next, 8 scenes and really looking at the arc progression. Because the last scene I wrote, I realized afterwards that I kind of took it further than I was meant to with my original outline, right? Like, it is more of a conclusion than I had expected it to be before, but it feels very right. So I'm just going to think about the scene I had planned out before, decide if I want to tweak this last one and continue on as is, or if I want to tweak these final scenes. Because, like, this last scene felt like not the, like, external, like, big external climax, but it felt like a big character growth group moment, right? Like, it felt like a climax from that perspective, but I wasn't actually planning that to be quite yet. It was like the aha climax moment after I don't know. My structure is a little, like, extra right? Like, there's lots of little mini climaxes and mini ahas and, like, stuff like that, because there's a lot going on. But yeah, I'm gonna review that and see how many scenes I actually want to write there, because if I change that, it might be different. And if I don't want to write extra scenes that I don't need, because I know there's a lot of moments in the story where I'd like to put, like, other scenes to add stuff that's going to be fun for the reader, right? Like, scenes where you're going to be like, yeah, get it. And also, I'm sure there's other moments I tend to write too fast-paced at the beginning, where I skip all those growth moments, or those, like, moments where you really let everything kind of sink in and build, and, like, I tend to not have those and just have those, this is moving us forward, this is having us move forward, this is moving us forward. And skipping those moments that really make those moments hit, you know? Hence why book 1 went from 130,000 words in the first draft to 140K to 170K to 200K. A little over 200K. Because I just needed, like, all those big moments were there, and I didn't really change much of any of them. A few things, but for the most part, the overall structure was good. I just needed to add lots of stuff to really, you know. But yeah, I've been talking for almost 4 minutes now. We need to get going. Okay, so I wrote the end, which is wild. I'm like, wow. I can't believe I did it. Legitimately. It's only 3:32 right now. Like, I fucking did it. Oh, excuse me. Make sure I bleep that. I have a little list of things that I do know that I want to fix, and if I had time to do my own developmental pass, I would do that, which is what I had originally hoped to have, is that I would have finished this at the end of March and then had 2 weeks to do my own developmental pass, but it's all very small stuff. Mostly, I don't know, it's very small stuff that I kind of don't really quite know how to fix anyway, so I think that it'll be helpful to have the developmental thoughts from the editor regardless, but I'll send... Well, I have to export this to Word, I have to send it over to my editor, who is Noah Sky, and then I need to probably send him the, like, list of things that, like, I know will need to change. And I think at the end, there's definitely, like... I can tell at the end of this book, more so than any other part in it, that I have really only done the stuff that really is moving the plot forward, right? Because when you get to the, like, the falling action, the denouement, whatever you want to call it, right? There's a lot of scenes in there usually that are just resolution, and not even just resolution, but like fulfillment, right? Like the reward of reading all this other stuff, right? And I don't have as much of that in there, and I definitely need to add more. Like, it feels very rushed and quick at the end, which I don't want it to. I definitely want to settle into some of those moments and really, you know, get there. But I don't know entirely what scenes need to be there. Like, I don't know. I think that's one of the hard parts for me this early in drafting. And I know I need more romance scenes because, like, I have the tension romance scenes, but then once we get to the end of the book, once they're, like, together, like, actually together, you know, spoiler, I don't know, maybe they don't get together. I don't have any, like... smutty scenes or any scenes, just the two of them, you know, like being like, woo, we're a thing now. I kind of need those, but they don't really move the plot forward, right? Like, I just need to add them. I don't know, like stuff like that. I think that's mostly, wow, looking at my book 2 developmental issue notes. I use voice to text sometimes, and it auto-corrected Hadima to edema, which is hot. But yeah, so I need to send that out tonight. That's something I need to do. Wow. But first, before we get there, can we just take a moment and first take a look at my tracker? Look at that. Look at all those stars. Look at that 100% progress bar among the bottom. And I almost did everything exactly when I needed to, right? I got behind a couple days and then we made up the time. And I'm sure I underwrote a little bit more than I would normally to get this done, but I got it done, right? And just looking at all this work I've done, like here, like this, is shocking. I did this in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And I want to be very clear, the most before this that I have ever written in a single month, and note this was like 2 weeks, the most I've ever written in a single month was, I think, 35,000 words, I think. How many did I write earlier this year? I don't know, but like, we're talking like 10K a week is about the most I've ever written before in my life. And that was also when I was on maternity leave and basically writing like sort of full time. Obviously I had a newborn baby that I was like, but they just like sleep and you cuddle them and you write, right? And in 2 weeks, I added up the stats there at the end. I wrote 71,000 words. 71,256 words, plus 2 more because that was before I added the end for you, so 258 words. Over 70K in 2 weeks. How? I literally don't believe it that I did that. It's wild. But doing that took 104 30-minute sprints, which is a total of 52 hours of writing. And that's not counting my breaks. That's not counting my bathroom breaks. That is like, I turned my timer on, my phone was bricked, I had my music on, and I was just writing. 52 hours to write 71,256 words, which is insane. That's a little over 71,000 divided by 52 hours is about 1,370 words per hour, which tracks because most of my days were between like 600 and maybe like 750 words for a 30-minute sprint, but like WTF. I can't believe I did it. Book 2 is done. Oh, I'm so relieved. I really locked in this weekend. I really did. Today and yesterday. The end of this past week was really, really, really challenging. Really challenging. It's gonna take me a while to recover from this. But now I know I can do it, and now I know how much I can push myself reasonably, because I think doing 4K in a day, I can get that done in about 4 or 5 hours. Probably like 4 hours, maybe less, if we're counting breaks. That's something I can reasonably do. If I can lock in, like brick my phone first thing in the morning, get that done, and then get to my other work, that's something reasonable that I can do. Like, I've learned so much about making myself write really productively and getting stuff done, and like, I've shown myself that I can do something that I didn't know I could do. I knew I had to do it, but that didn't mean I knew I could do it, right? And I am happy. I am proud of myself. Like, I killed it. And I just think that's amazing. Oh, it's been a wild 2 weeks. I have a handful of things I'm going to do now. I need to export my first draft. It's so fantastically exciting. I need to get that sent out to my editor. And then I'll need to go through, I have a huge list of stuff I'm going to do now, but I'm going to do basically admin work for half of the day until I get this back in like 3 to 4 weeks. I'm going to do half admin work, which is going to include like, I need to write the bonus scene that you get for subscribing to my newsletter after you finish reading. I need to do all my release prep. I need to plan my release events. I need to write my talk for SpecCon. I need to plan SpecCon, which is the world building festival I'm running that's going to be June in Ireland. Yeah, I almost said June and April. June in Ireland. I need to do a lot of work for that. And just like there's tons and tons of tasks. Like I basically put everything off the last 2 weeks to be able to focus on this. So I have a lot to get done. But I'm going to alternate that half the day with half the day doing a deep clean of my house, because I have been neglecting my house very seriously since I went full-time, because I don't understand time management. And I have basically been working like the equivalent of 3 jobs worth of stuff since then, especially the last couple of weeks. I've been overworked, I've been working weekends, I've been working most evenings, and my house is a hot mess, and there's only so much my husband can compensate for. So this is going to be my little treat mostly to him as a big thank you for all of this, but also to myself and to my whole family to get the house in order. And once this book is done, I'm going to find a more balanced way to do this. And I know I'm very privileged. Like, I am so privileged to be able to do this full time. This and, my YouTube stuff and my Patreon and everything. So incredibly privileged that my husband can support us. And it's just, I don't know. I'll do a video when I get to the 1 year of doing this full time. But this is like the type of thing that I never would have been able to do otherwise. And like, yes, I know that like we didn't choose to let me go full time because like I wanted, like, it's not that I didn't want to, but like if you've seen those videos, it's mostly because we couldn't handle it with how much our kids were getting sick, and like neither of us could work from home at the time, and like we were both so negative on PTO that it's like we just couldn't do it. The kids were off school so much, they were sick so much, like I don't know if it's normal, but like it was rough, and we had no one who could help us watch the kids during the day. Like we still do not have that kind of support system. So this is kind of our only choice, short of me finding a different job that would allow me to have very flexible time off and work from home. But I'm hoping this builds to something that will actually make money eventually, right? That's the dream goal. But I don't know why you may be like watching this wondering, why is she talking about all this like kind of unrelated stuff? Mostly just because I feel like this is a huge turning point in my writing career. It may not seem like it. This is just the first draft of the 3rd book I have fully finished editing, right? Like I had 1 book that I queried and then shelved that I fully edited and finished, and then my debut that's coming out soon, and now this book. But I have learned so much about myself, about the mentality of getting this kind of stuff done, about how much I need to balance writing with recovery and how much this actually takes out of me. And I don't know, I feel like I've learned so much that I can put forward into the rest of my writing career. And I'm just exhausted but very happy. And I get to finish setting this room up, which is so exciting. I get to do so many fun things. I don't know, let me know if you thought I was gonna make it or not. I want to know. Did you think I was gonna fail? I kind of did, Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. I think that's all I have right now. There's a chance I'll pop back in with something else if it occurs to me, but I'm gonna get this exported and sent over to my editor, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Alright, hello. It is future Maddie popping in for a quick update. It's March 23rd now, and I just wanted to add a little disclaimer thing of what happened after this was done. So I finished on Sunday, right? I sent my stuff in, and Monday afternoon really, I started like getting a migraine. I have literally had a migraine since then. It's been on and off bad. I've got extra medicine from my doctor that I've been taking that if it's not gone by tomorrow at this point, I'm going to have to like go in and see what they can do. But like, yeah, I've been mostly out of commission for over a week now due to migraining, which I've never had a migraine longer than a day before, so this has been a fun experience. Was it related to me doing this? Probably. There's other factors, of course, like we had a big storm coming through, the time of the month, all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, maybe won't be trying this again because it's been rough. My wrist is doing better now, so that's something. But yeah, I'm still very happy with how everything went. I'm very excited about it. I'm excited to let people read it and to tweak it and to fix it, and like, I'm still not ready to write more of it, but I have weeks still. So yeah, that's my little jump in update. I'll see you in the next one.